Well, so apparently, as per usual, the people, the biggie wiggy, are proving once again that they do not care about you, the customer. They just want your money, and well, they haven't learned that you're the customer and not the consumer, because the ex-PlayStation boss explains why digital games won't be cheaper even when discs end. Well, we have already known that digital games generally are not going to be cheaper even when there are no more discs. Because, well, one, if there are no more discs and the only way you can buy your game is digital, they kind of have you locked in, so they'll charge whatever the hell they want to charge, and we as gamers are gonna buy it. So I recommend, at least if you're gonna have to pay full price for a digital game, do it on Steam. That way you can actually put your games on a hard drive or something and have them later. But former PlayStation executive Gordon Thornton has explained why digital games aren't cheaper than physical copies, even though you don't get a box or a disc anymore. For years, going into a game store and picking up a physical copy of a new game was a rite of passage for gamers, which it should always be, whether you'd been waiting a while to pick one up or you were there for midnight release, cracking it open, blah 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 blah. Yeah, you should. I don't know. I'm a proponent of like play however you want. You know, if you want to buy digital games, go for it. If you want physical, go for it. I think you should always have an option. I think that you should probably have physical games. That way, you actually own the thing. Especially since how now there's on the vast majority of movies you quote unquote buy online, or TV shows you buy online. Well, thing on there that says, oh, by the way, you're not buying this, you're just renting it. It's the same for games too. You know, PlayStation themselves deleted how many games from people's libraries not too long ago, and movies and shit too from their libraries. Things they paid for. I've even had myself where I've gone on Amazon and had a show I paid for just disappear because they don't have the rights for it anymore. And that's coming with your games in general. There's going to be a day when you go to open up Call of Duty 3 or whatever to play Black Ops, the best one, on your Xbox or your PlayStation, and you're gonna pop up that says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we no longer can allow you to play this game on our system because we don't have the rights to allow you to use the license you paid for." Oh, I'm sorry, you thought you bought the game? No, no, no. It was just a license. So sad, too bad, right? But see, over time, physical copies have started to slow down. Well, yes, they have, and that is kind of our fault as the customer. Because if at the beginning, instead of wanting convenience, we had demanded the ability to go to a store and buy physical games, no matter what the game, you'd still see a much larger gaming section in your local Walmart or Target or whatever. You used to be able to go to Target and buy PC games. You can't do that now. You even used to be able to buy a PC game or two in Walmart. You can't do that now. So if we, and myself included, would have been more demanding of wanting physical games instead of the luxury of downloading them, then this wouldn't be happening. And the vast majority of people who piss and moan about not having physical games, you're not going to stick to your guns. You're going to turn around and you're going to buy it digital because you want to play the game. Just the way it works. See, with Rockstar Games announcing that there won't actually be a disc for GTA 6, well, see, but I can understand GTA 6 not having a disc. That's going to be at least it should anyway, in theory, be a massive game file. It just will not fit on a single disc. And do you think you could actually ask today's gaming audience to get up off their ass and go change a disc in a game console? Are you kidding me? That would be like asking a teenager to go get a job. You know, sparing the 2 or 3 teenagers out there that actually do go get jobs. You guys are awesome. But so It's not gonna make a you won't be able to do that. But let's see here. Digital games won't be cheaper than discs anytime soon. No, not unless you're going through the older games on, like I said, Steam or sales and shit like that. I would just wait for Steam sales. Speaking to Insider Gaming, Sony's former SVP on PlayStation Global Direct to Consumer Business, Gordon Thornton, explained why digital copies are still the same price as physical copies, even though you don't get any keepsakes. Okay, well, he was a publishers have never desired to run channel centric pricing. That's it. In the US, pricing is harmonized and it helps keep the global prices via foreign exchange and market pricing, Thorpe said. No, no, I don't believe that. I mean, I don't believe that that's the main excuse, right? I don't believe that at all. I can't. I don't believe that. It's I think it's two things. I think the first reason that you're not gonna see a significant drop in prices when everything's digital is greed. They have already proven that because I do it too, and I hate that I've done it, and it pisses me off, we are willing to pay full price for a digital game. We've already proven to them that we are willing to do that. So why in the world would they even think about lowering the price? You're not going to do that. You're not going to say, you know what? This disc costs us $5 less, which in reality it was like five to $10 to print a disc. It wasn't really that much, but this cost us $5 less, so we're going to charge you $5 less because, well, our profit margin will stay the same and we can pass it on to you, the customer. No, they're going to pocket that $5. That was the original thing. They're just going to pocket that $5. And then it got to the point where some of these studios are so huge, where you have 300 people working on a video game that only when it came out originally needed 15 or 20. So they keep your money, then they overextend. And they have to spend the money on the new employees. So that's how I see this working. I don't see ever a possibility where these games are going to go down. And then two, on top of that, with the $80 price tag, wasn't it? Yeah, $80 price tag for GTA 6 for just the basic fucking game, and what was it, $100 for the full experience? If people pay this, it will set a precedent, and you're going to see mass amounts of games come out that are 80, 90, $100, which, me being a inflation guy, not that kind, perverts talking about money, that's kind of more on par with what games should actually be costing anyway. Games have been stuck at this, $59 for years, and the last 10 years or so, $69. They've been stuck at a very, very, compared to the inflation around them, very affordable and low price. Now, do I think that there's a possibility that they're going to outprice what gamers can pay? Not what gamers are willing to pay, because if we find a game we want to play, we'll pay whatever, right? If you really want to play it and you know you're going to get the value out of it, you'll pay for it, which is also one of the reasons that I think GTA 6 will still sell like gangbusters, even if it has an $80 to $100 price tag. Simply because if I pay $100 and I get low bar it for a GTA game, 50 hours of gameplay. I get 50 hours for gameplay for $100. I'm gonna be pretty happy. I'm gonna be okay with that deal. Because if you're willing to go to the theater and pay, depending on where you're at in the world, $15 to $20 for an hour and a half movie, then it's the same thing to me. But you're not gonna get prices going down, at least not with like major retailers. I think you're gonna get them with like I said, a lot of Steam games and stuff. You'll get them with people that release their own games on Steam. Like Power World was what, $30. Another game that I have on the channel a lot is Wicked Island. I think that was like $30, somewhere around there. So I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference at all, to be completely honest with you. In fact, I think it's only going to get worse. It's going to go to the point of, oh, look, you now not only are buying completely digital, you also unfortunately no longer own the game and are just licensing it. And as soon as we decide you can't play it no more. What else is on here? On the other side of things, Xbox is reportedly testing a new feature that allows you to convert discs to a digital collection. Well, that's nifty, I guess. I'd rather just have my discs, but okay. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's really gonna make a difference in the long run if there's no more discs in games? As much as I hate to admit it, I don't. I don't think that having a disc anymore really makes too much of a difference. I don't. Yeah, I think enough people have gone away from disc that it's kind of a bygone era. As much as I hate that, as much as I prefer physical media at all times, I just don't think it's as far as the consumer base goes, and I guess regular customer base, I really don't think it's gonna make a difference. I don't like that, but I think that's how it's gonna go. My biggest worry with this is like I said, the digital licensing bullshit, where all of a sudden one day they can just go, "Oops, sorry, you don't own this anymore." I don't. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you later on. Bye bye.